Are the 6,000 National Guard troops of Operation Jumpstart making a positive difference? Let's ask Maricopa County, Arizona Sheriff Joe Arpaio. He's also the former head of the Federal Drug Enforcement Administration for Arizona. Thank you very much for joining us, Sheriff.
My pleasure.
What do you make of these numbers? Are the extra National Guard troops making a difference?
Well, I don't know. I'm the only one enforcing a new state law locking up the smugglers along with the people being smuggled in. We just arrested 70 more of these felons in the past 30 days in my county. They seem to be still coming through the county. So I don't know whether this is going to have an impact. I do know years ago in 1969 I ran an Operation Intercept under President Nixon where we closed the border for 2 weeks, and that was a tremendous impact. I don't say we should be doing that, but I'll tell you one thing. We should be arresting these people at the border under a federal law and put them in jail, and that's how you're really going to reduce the trafficking.
Well, there are some people who suggest that, in fact, this operation is not working, that people are simply going to different areas of the border where there aren't National Guardsmen. Do you think that's likely?
Of course it is. These, the drug traffic's been there for many, many years. They still smuggle drugs in, and I was a director in Mexico, too, way back in those days, and it still comes in by the tons. So I'm saying again, as they cross that border, enforce the federal law and put them in jail, because they cannot work when they're in jail and send money back to their loved ones. And that will be the big deterrence, not putting a few National Guards at the border who have no authority anyway to do anything.
There is a price being paid by these agents. Violent attacks against them are on the rise. In Yuma, Arizona, for example, 28%. But those who support this operation say, look, this shows that we're really putting the pressure on the people we need to be most concerned about, and that are the people who are running, for example, illegal drug operations. Do you interpret it that way?
Yeah, I guess, I say we put the pressure at the border, but you know why the decline could be, if you want to believe statistics. The economy, the construction is going down. Maybe there aren't that many jobs right now for these guys to come over and work illegally for construction companies and any other type of business.
There are continuing concerns for these National Guard members. For example, just last month there was a confrontation with some heavily armed outlaws along the Mexican border, and rules prohibit soldiers from opening fire unless they're fired upon. Where do you fall, Sheriff, in this whole debate over what the rules of engagement need to be?
Well, it's tough to, I'm in a catch-22 here. I don't believe that the military should be enforcing laws. We don't want a dictatorship, military dictatorship in our country. On the other hand, if you're going to put the National Guard down there, especially if it comes under the governor, then you should take proper action, protect yourself, and these guys should have been locked up and not let go back. If I was out there in the desert with my posse, which I have in the desert, I guarantee you things would have been different.
Sheriff Joe Arpaio, thanks very much for talking to us.